And we have good news. There is a new show out, actually, a new season of The Bad Batch. The first three dropped, and we're going to talk about them right after this. Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd. The first three shows to drop in the new season 3 of The Bad Batch, is Confined, Paths Unknown, and Shadows of Tantus. And what we have is kind of bringing you back up to date as to what happened. You recall on the last mission, the Bad Batch was split up. We lost Tech, we had Omega was captured, and Hunter and Wrecker were able to get away. And we come back into this season with Hunter and Wrecker on a search for Omega, and it takes them in various different places. First, we find what has happened to Omega. She is a prisoner aboard on a Imperial base that is doing medical experiments. The medical experiments are not necessarily being done on Omega, but rather on various other clone troopers that's under responsibility of Nala Se. Now, Nala Se is working for Dr. Hemlock. Dr. Hemlock has good connections with the Empire and with the Emperor himself. So Nala Se has Omega with her only so that the Empire can maintain control over her in order to her to continue her research, which the Emperor mentioned in one of the episodes that it would be considered by many these experiments to be rather unnatural, but it is very important to the future of the Empire. Now, in the first episode, Confined, we find Omega, and she is able to find Crosshair, who, after having ambushed his people that he was with, was able to get away, but then was captured and put in this hospital. So Omega makes contact with Crosshair, who basically says, "Leave me alone, try to get yourself out of here. I belong here, I'm not worth it." And of course, she's not going to listen to that. She befriends one of the hounds that guards the base, and there are other kinds of creatures that surround the perimeter of the base that are quite dangerous. It will keep people pretty much from getting out, and the hounds are there basically to keep the monsters from getting in. So we see a very disinterested scientific mind of Hemlock. He really doesn't care about people or anything else, just his own research, and that's good enough for him. Nala Se is kind of a captive researcher, and there are other clones that work for her. And Omega, of course, is there for months by the accounts, and is able to find a regular job to do, basically as being Nala Se's assistant, and even while routine blood samples are taken of her, Nala Se is always throwing that away so that they don't discover that there's something special about her. Now, in the second episode, we catch up with Hunter and Wrecker, who are in search of her, and by way of running their own mission to do a favor for Lady Durand, who runs some kind of fiefdom, they are able to provide them with information about the Imperial base. Now, when they get there, it's an old abandoned one. However, they discover some other young clones that were used on some of the experiments there but managed to escape. And in Shadows of Tantus, we see the big escape attempted and how that's done. Now, Without going into any of the details and any of the new creatures and weapons that we see in these, I just want to say that I'm not disappointed in Dave Filoni's direction. He is one who knows Star Wars inside and out. He is able to build this world and make you believe it. The characters are a little more rounded than we've seen in previous episodes, previous seasons. So we know basically the personalities of the Bad Batch. They don't have to really demonstrate it to us. Nevertheless, the artwork, of course, is photorealistic. It is very believable. The animation is great. The story is compelling. I had no problems of watching the first three just one after the other, and I can't wait for the next ones to download. So if you're looking for something new to watch and are interested anywhere in the Star Wars universe, and what I really like about this is the same reason I like The Mandalorian, is that you don't really have to know anything about most of the characters in order to be able to enjoy this. You don't have to know the extended universe, the comic books, the movies, the commentaries written on the movies, the cut scenes of the movies, all of this kind of stuff, which is my pet peeve about Star Wars generally. It's a good self-contained story, and while it does contain the Emperor, it does have a plot that you can follow and characters that you care about. So I'd like to know if you've seen it, and it's on Disney Plus and available now, and I imagine that there will be continued uploads coming in the next several weeks. There were 16 episodes of the first and second seasons, so I expect 12 more episodes over the next 12 weeks to be coming our way. So please subscribe and click a like, if you will, and we will keep these coming to you. We have also coming very early next month, we will have the Star Trek Discovery coming back, and we'll be covering that as well. So until next time, don't go far.